Hello folks, Scott Grove here. I had a request to do some blues guitar, but for slow blues. Okay, so we're going to be doing the classics, the classic licks. This is all lead guitar stuff. There is no rhythm involved in here. Okay, so it is all strictly lead guitar. Beginners should not tackle it. As long as you have some skills, that's cool. We will go through every kind of lick possible. You don't need anything special for this other than a guitar and an amp and the desire to play some blues. So here comes a few examples. I'm going to do some live stuff for you, show you just a few bars of what you will actually learn here. So you'll learn all these licks that you're getting ready to see, plus more. So check these out. Okay, so those are some of the licks you're going to be learning. And like I said, you're going to be learning a lot more than what you just now saw. So waste no time. You're going to be getting some very, very, very cool licks that you've never probably played before. You're going to get the standards. Okay, so you will be getting the stuff that you've heard a million times, plus everything that I showed you on there, plus a whole lot more, not just the simple stuff. If you're seeing a glare, yeah, it's the light's hitting that guy. So anyway, those are all the licks you're going to learn, like I said, plus a gazillion more. So this is one that you definitely have to get, and thanks again for the request for this one. Once again, Scott Grove, do not miss this lesson if you're a blues freak, okay? Because there are some great stuff here. Like I said, once again, you have the classic stuff and stuff that you've never even thought of in your wildest dreams. So, enjoy. Alright, this is what you're getting of me for about the next, who knows how long. If you're wondering what this bright shiny thing is, this is a Chromatic Inferno Cherub. That's right, this is real, hey, there's more guitars behind me, imagine that. This is real mirror, not acrylic stuff. Chromatic, they make wonderful, wonderful, wonderful instruments. I've got all the Pauls, the Strats, everything else, and everything has its place. No one better than the other, but boy, these guys can sure build a guitar too. So, anyway, as far as our slow blues, the whole thing here is about phrasing. Okay, so we're going to concentrate a lot on phrasing. We will have backing tracks, of course, and the main thing we have to do here, I'll give you a lot of licks, but then we have to phrase them. The main thing in blues, especially the slow blues, your classic blues, is less is more. I like to toss a whole bunch of stuff in there, and sometimes I forget my own advice. You'll get people like B.B. King who can do more with one note than most people can do with 5 minutes of soloing. So just a matter of how you place it. The whole concept of the classic slow blues thing is to basically it's to make your guitar talk. Not like with a wah-wah pedal where it sounds like it's doing something, but I mean actually make it say something. So whatever you have in your brain, if you're not a singer, play what the singer would sing. A lot of times you will get people repeating a phrase with their guitar. In the case of like, don't matter, like a, well, I love my baby. You know, you just, that simple, just repeat what the heck they said, or what you said. So it is conveying a message is the most, actual way I can put that thing to actually make sense. You're trying to convey a message, okay? So you're trying to make your guitar actually speak to people. That's what blues is about. You're trying to help them out. You're telling them your problems through your music. You're telling them about your experiences, blah, blah, blah. So on with the stuff. We're going to actually go in the key of G. For now, every blues guitar player's favorite key in the world, I think. Who knows why, but a guitar just lends itself to G. I guess it's the open strings. You know, that kind of stuff. So, we will have a backing track, something I just tossed together, after I show you a few licks. Okay, so if we were in, I'll give you the beginning of the track, and I'll give you an example of our first lick. Basic type of licks. You're like basic, yeah, those are the basic ones. These are very standard major pentatonic blues scale guitar licks. Okay, so our first one we're going to do is in the second part of that solo that I just made up on the cuff is just a seventh lick. Okay, meaning not your G note. We're going on the B string. Okay, so we're going on the B string up to the 8th fret will be our G. But we're actually going to the F on the 6th fret of the B string, and that is the 7th of the chord here. So it's just one of those simple phrasing things. Okay, so all that is to get up close, going up to, you're thinking that you're working out of this 7th fret. Or 8th fret, I'm sorry. But we're actually going back here to the 6th fret. And that is your 7th. Not your 7th fret, but the 7th of the chord. So 6th fret. First finger on your B string. A lot of vibrato. The vibrato is going down towards the floor. So you're bending down towards the floor. Okay? We're using overdrive, not distortion here, so also make sure that's in check. Okay, so you're actually just hanging on the 7th, and then finally hit up here on the 8th fret your actual G note. To get there, I want you to slide up on your G string up to the 7th fret, middle finger, and then hit that 7th note on the 6th fret of your B string. A lot of vibrato, and then your 8th fret on your B string. Okay? And in traditional blues, 99% of the time, back then, you do whatever you want now because it's your feelings, not theirs. They used to just repeat whatever they just played on the first line. So if they were to go... They might do it again. And they would milk it. Then they would change it barely. You know, something like that. So if you want to go to the traditional blues, you can repeat that dude up to 4 times, whatever it is. Whatever you're feeling, man. It's all about feeling on this. Okay, so in context with the backing track, I will play that 4 times. We'll do it together. 1, 2, 3. Again. Again. One last time. I lied. Let's do it again. One more time. What the heck? Okay? So that proves to you can play that same lick over top of everything. Okay? And you could do it anywhere on the neck, of course, whatever key you're in. So that is the most basically typical lick there is. To keep on the exact same idea, we can do those 2 notes together that we did on the G string and the B string. So we have the 7th fret with our middle finger. Right before we did that, but let's play both of those notes together. So both strings. I'm going to back off the volume. Okay. Okay, so I want you to play both those. Middle finger, 7th fret on your G string, and first finger, 6th fret on your B string. I want you to slide up and actually play both of them. Okay? Slide it from anywhere, it don't matter. Okay, the thing about this one is do whatever the heck you want with that. That is still a G7th. You can alternate picking back and forth. In this position, I'm actually having to do the vibrato by bending up slightly. Here's vibrato in slow motion. Don't do it that slow or it'll sound really bad. Sound like somebody put a sock on your record. If you guys know what a record is. Now the cool thing about this is to slide it from 1 fret back. Or the whole scale length of your neck. see where we're going. We're going to do the same thing, but it's just a variation. What was that? Let's do it. It's just chromatically, meaning one fret at a time. Don't let the big words fool you. Chromatic means one fret at a time, basically. So let's take that, down one fret, one more, and one more. So you go down 4 frets and you're back to G major instead of G7. Here's G7, G flat 7, F7, or I'm sorry. So you got F7 and magically it appears automatically to G major. Weird, but it works that way. That little thing at the end is nothing more than barring your finger at the 3rd fret, your 1st finger, across the G and B string. Play both strings together. With a slight bend towards the floor. And finally resting on the 5th fret of your D string for your G note. And some vibrato again towards the floor. So that is... Okay, that's just another lick. Okay, so we're concentrating on the whole 7th sounding thing. We're still in G. Okay, those type of licks. I want you to understand that no matter, it doesn't matter if you are in G, or when you go to C, you can still play all the G licks that we've been playing. Okay, so it does not matter. So if you're in G, then the band or whoever goes to the C chord, you keep playing the same notes you were playing. You don't have to chord chase or chase it around to try to find, okay, now I got to play in C. No, you don't. Stay where you're at. You can chase it, but beverage time. But don't go chasing chords if you don't have to, especially in blues. Everything just sounds more authentic if you stay right where the heck you're at. Okay? One more time just with the example, and we'll move right on to what the next part of this is. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. So I stayed there. Now, that's what we're going to do is cover the rest of that. Okay, so we have established that when the band or the backing track goes to the next chord, which is a C, only 3 chords in here, G, C, and D. The progression G, C, G, D, C, G. Okay, write it down. Go back if you need to write that down. I know it blows by quick, but hey, that's what the rewind's for. From here, that is playing all that junk, but only one note at a time. That same as going, but I'm only playing one note at a time. So dig into these things on your own. Don't always play 2 notes together just because I did. Do your own deal. So, yeah, we'll learn that one too. So the next phrase or whatever, the next lick I want to teach you in the key of G, since we're already up here, is that. Okay? What we're doing here is we're looking at the 8th fret again here on the B string, your G note, and we're actually going to, I'll get it way up here nice and close, we have a different kind of lighting up here. We're going to go on the high E string, and we're going to play it on the 8th fret, and we're going to bend it up a whole step meaning 2 frets, so from here up to that note. I'm using a finger back here on the 6th fret to help me bend it. So when you've got it bent right, you can check yourself. Is it that note 2 frets above? So get that note in your head and bend up to it. Okay, now there is a double whammy, a double reason why we have this fretted back here at the 6th fret also. Is because that's our next note. Okay, we don't get no help bending that one up. That'll be one of your stronger fingers. These are your 2 strongest. Okay, so we're going to bend the 8th fret up a whole step, 6th fret up a whole step, and then back to your 8th fret on your B string. Okay, the rest of that you almost know. Okay, that is, which is B string, 8th fret, pull off, meaning, if for those who do not know, is to actually pull that string. You're not hitting it with your pick anymore. You hit it the first time, no more. You pull it, or actually pick it basically, but you're pulling it off of the string, but you're just not lifting it up, otherwise it would be called a lift off, and that would be a NASA copyright infringement. Okay, so you're actually pulling it off, you hit it, pull it off to the 6th fret of your B string, so you're actually picking it again, but with your finger, so you're pulling it off to the next note. And then we're going to another note that we already know, 7th fret, 7th fret on the G string. Vibrato is always good in blues. Like I said, learn on your own. It's nothing you can teach anybody. You gotta, it's just if you can make the Hendrix sound, just put a note down, hold it, instead of going, you actually want to, it takes a while. You don't have to do anything. It'll just sit there and make noise on its own to let you know you've got it right. Like I said, you start getting that old Hendrix sound, you've got it right. Okay, so now I'm doing a hammer-on thing we just did, but backwards from the pull-off. So we're going back to the B string, doing 6th fret, and play it, and then hammer on your ring finger to the 8th fret. So you're only picking it once. This happens so quick. So you get 2 notes with 1 pick again. Slow it way down, you end up with, okay, but it's very fast. It almost just sounds like you're going, but there's a very big difference. It's flavor. Flavor flav. Okay? At the very end of this phrase, we are doing a quick staccato, meaning chop that sucker off. Okay? Like Saddam Hussein hitting the dirt, man. You just chop it off, chop that head off. Okay? So that is on the 6th fret on your high E string. And then you just kill it by using the palm of your hand down here. And just stop it. Okay, so we have, so from the beginning, okay, once again, slower, 2, 3, 4. Again at the same speed. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Again at speed. Okay. Depending on how fast the song is. So at speed of the song. Not at speed of ska. Okay. So far we have the and the variations and then the. Okay, what is cool about this is now you have more licks than you possibly already know. By that I mean variations. You have this. Okay, I want you to do just that much. You know the other part now, because you have to stop this thing all the time, practice it, then come back to it. You're not going to do this all in one day. You might do this all in 1 month, but you're not going to do it in one day. I'm going to show you what just that much can do for you with your other little thingy that we did. Okay, so we had, here's our backing track. I'm going to start off with what we had. Now I'm going to do this other thing. So that was what we just showed you. We, meaning me and this 1970s mirror ball. Okay, so that was just same stuff I already showed you. And then again. And that is just more of the same. Exactly the same. So same as you were doing, just a variation. Again, you can figure this out now from what we've learned already. Okay, so you can check that one out and analyze it. You have the tools to do that now. When the song or the backing track actually goes to the D, okay, that is nothing more than what we've already done. But very comfy. We are at the B string, so when it goes to the D, is you're taking the B string at the 8th fret, bending it up a whole step. Chop it off. Then you're picking all of these. Pick them all. So 6, 8, 6. Those are the fret numbers on your B string. 6. Quick staccato. Bend up about a half step. Now here's where you want to vibrato the holy bejesus out of it. Okay. So you're hitting the 7th fret of the G string, middle finger. Your middle finger has the best vibrato of all your fingers. It's just the way it's built. I'm bending towards the floor. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna kick my tripod. You do it quick enough, it don't sound like unless you want it to. Again, just what we were talking about, same fret. So, okay, so just some heavy duty vibrato. Now that slow bend is a little anticipation thing. Okay, so use that to your advantage. You're making people out there go with you. You know, you got to use that. You can vibrato the heck out of that thing too if you feel it. Shake it all the way up. Shake it up, baby, now. You can use that thing again. Back to what we did before. Okay? So that is using nothing but what we've used. Again, for example, I'll use nothing but staying right there. I'm just making this up as I go, kiddies, because that's what it's about. Here we go. So that is everything we've learned so far, for the most part, put together. Okay, we are going to stay in the key of G and just give you tons of licks, all the way up to about an hour's worth of them, and then we're going to keep going with some more stuff, okay? So this is, the next one you have to do is getting down and dirty, I like to call it. This is the stuff that is cool. The impressive stuff later, the showboating. You know, all that's coming up. But right now, down and dirty. Down there, man. Get down home. You can already hear what it's going to be like, so I don't have to play the backing track yet. Okay, so we're right back in the key of G. Like I said, you put this in any key you want to, blah, 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 just transfer it up. If you're starting in G here, the song's in A, hey, guess what? You go up 2 frets and you start the exact same thing at A. Okay, so no big, huge deal. So what we got here, when you're doing your down and dirty stuff, okay, now the main thing about this whole thing is attitude. Attitude and maybe even a little more attitude. Okay, so what we got to do is, if you don't know how to do this, we got to get a little bit of a Billy Gibbons type of thing out of your thumbnail. Okay, so what you have is your pick and your thumbnail, or you're actually playing with the side of your pick. So I'm actually holding it like this for this part. And you're trying to get what are called false harmonics out of this. There's no real way to teach that other than that's how you hold the pick. You got to try to hit the pick and your thumbnail at the same time in a magic sweet spot on your guitar strings. You'll move it around and you'll find places where each note, you don't want to do every note that way, but that's a technique. You'll find just by moving the note around with each note that you play, because it'll be in a different position down here, just how cool this can be. The little licks here, okay, so that's as much as I'm going to tell you about that. Otherwise, play to your heart's content the licks that I'm showing you now. So you're going to the 5th fret on your D string with your ring finger. Then 3rd fret. We're going from the A string, 5th fret, sliding down to the 3rd fret. So you start at the 5th, hit it. Okay. Then 1st fret. Lots of vibrato still going on. I think my middle finger is moving more than the one that's actually... Hey, check that out. I don't mean anything by this. Okay, so we're going on the D string, 5, then 3. Now slide from 5 to 3 on the A. First fret, first finger on your A. Lots of vibrato. Finally end up on the G, which is your 3rd fret on your E string. So, bend it, shake it, destroy it. Okay, so nothing new there except for, that's not even new, I already showed you that. 3rd fret, B string, and G string covered up. 5, 3, 5. Okay, so that's the lick. That's me throwing in this stuff. Okay. That thing in the middle, just for fun, that is more tude, attitude. We're going to use tude, brah, yo. Oh. That little thing, just to get it while we got it, is G string 5th fret. Just bending it more and more and more each time up. You'll hear where it needs to go. That's our whole step, 2 frets. Put another finger back there. Your first foot. Put 2 fingers behind it. Use 3 fingers on there, just like this on the same string. So you're using... Yeah, we're fine. Believe it or not, I put these strings on 1 minute before I started doing this video. Yes, they're all stretched out and they're not going out of tune. So I'll know how, kiddies. Okay, anyway, so you're bending the holy bejesus out of this thing. And you, like I said, you start with all 3 fingers. Half, or whole step. Step and a half. There's 2 steps. I did 2.5 steps, which is 5 frets. So I bent it 5 frets. I know you have trouble with 2 frets probably, but you'll get it. Okay, you will get this. Why? Because it's cool. The other reason, because it's necessary. Okay? So that is all the same stuff we've been learning already. Okay? So again, on the down and dirty stuff, you know, just hang down there. Just play in that area. And of course you can go to F, back to G. B flat, first fret again. You're just walking back up, doing the same lick, but backwards. I mean, that could be a hook line of a song. So easy to create these things, especially with this slow stuff. It's all about tude, or just a little bit of emotion. Okay, so you got to get excited. You got to get sweaty. I'm getting sweaty here. I know. I laugh too much, but hey, I'm a happy boy. So that's your down and dirty stuff. Again, do the same thing, but when the chord progression or the backing track switches to C, you can, especially when it's down and dirty like this, when it's down low, or when it does go to C, it does not hurt in any way, shape, or form, because there's no rules here, man. It's almost like jazz. There's really not a whole lot of rules. Go ahead and follow it. Follow the chord when you're down this low. Not always. Just some of the time I'm going to show you the difference. So we go to C. So you take the whole thing that you just did, and G, move it straight down. Take everything you do straight down. That's down to C. So it's the same exact thing. You just moved it down to C. And if you go to D, okay. So there is the basic down and dirty stuff. I'm going to start at the beginning and show you staying there in G when everything goes to C versus following the chord. Okay. When we go to D, we'll have to move with it. But going to C, no. And a 1, 2, 3. I'll stay there. We're in C now. Now we're going to D. Back to with the C. Switch it again. So there's what following it sounds like. To D, C, G. You can do this. Stay there. Less is more. There we go. So there's the tude. There's your big band. Yes, I'm in tune. Woohoo! Go Monarch. No. But yes, they are great. So there is the down and dirty fun stuff. Okay? So work on that. Again, you're just in that little block of 5 frets. Work in those 5 frets. Make up stuff, because this is about your emotions, not somebody else's. Play your thing. It's your thing. Alright? Now for the little bit of the showboating stuff, let's get all the way up here. We're working at, let me get something that won't blind you. That's right, where can I blind you? There it is. Ah! Okay, we're going all the way up here. We're going to the 18th. That's right, I said 18th fret. Okay, so you're 18th fret on the B string. How do you know that? Here's 12. Next dot. So you got double dots probably, unless you're using a pawl or something. Just count up to 18. There's 12. Your next dot is 15, 17, and 18. Okay, that is F. We need to bend it up to G. Okay, again, I am using my first finger back here at the 15th fret. I'm using my ring finger over here at the 18th fret. Okay, So we're using both fingers to help bend that string up. And I am muting all the strings down here so I can scrape across and then hit that note. Okay, so it's not just going, it's picking like 4 notes of nothing but clicks. It's just an old blues trick. Okay, so that's how you do it. Just kind of mute your strings, put your hand on there, and then hit the final note. And when you do it quick, it's noise, but it is blues. It is cool. It is necessary. Release that bend. Milk it for all it's worth while it's up there. And then release it. But you don't have to just release it and be done with it. You can. Here's bending it up and milking it. I mean, keep hitting that thing and then go faster and faster with your pick as you're releasing it. And then slow it down, whatever feels good to you. And then we're going to do our old tried and true lick, but in a different place here. We're at the 17th on the G. So a bend up on the 17th fret with your ring finger. Stop it, staccato. Same thing on the 15th fret with your first finger. And then finally you're hitting the 17th fret on your D string for your G note. Okay. You're hearing all the clicks. It sounds messy now, but check it out. You hear them now? No, but it's there. Same thing, that's the bend we was doing before, but it's just an octave up higher. A lot easier to do there. Okay, so it's the same junk as you were doing before, but we're an octave higher. This is fun up here. Check me. Same stuff I just showed you. Here we go. I'm going to let it breathe. Same thing. Throw one of those in there. You can do the same thing. Don't bend it. That's your 7th again. Now bend it. Now don't. Now G string, bend it. There's your G or D. Okay? So when you actually bend up on your G string, do that during the D chord. That takes you right up to your D note. Then it goes to C. Just bring that lick or that bend back down. You're in C. Then now you're down to G. Amazing. So you have, by doing stopping and not bending it, you're hitting that 7th again, which is just an octave higher than what we were doing before at the very beginning. But now it's just, then bend it. If a note starts to die and you don't want it to die, revive it. Give it the defibrillators. Okay, like that. Just keep beating the holy heck out of that thing and make it last as long as you want that dude to last. You know, so if something happens, your hand accidentally hits a string, cuts it off, hit it again. Pretend like you meant to do it. Repeat it. That's the best thing to do, is repeat the thing. Make them think you meant to do it. What I do? Yeah, I meant to do that. Make a production out of it. Run all over the place, jump on your knees, whatever. You know, like cover up their mistakes and then do them again. Never let them see you sweat. Okay. Again, while we're here, there's a little known thing. You're grabbing the exact same thing on the high E string, so you're going back up to the 18th fret and bending it up. Again, you're using 2 fingers to do it with. But what was that I had out of it? That's right, the sick moose and heat sound. I am actually grabbing both the high E string and the B string at the 18th fret, so they're both covered. Okay, so if you can bend, when you bend it up, your B string will naturally fall underneath of your ring finger. So if you bend that high E string up, also when you get up to that point, your B string will automatically go underneath of that finger. That's when you grab it and hit it again, and you'll get that sick moose and heat sound. And then milk that sick sound. Okay, so your first one. Okay, all of a sudden, see, well, that's a little trick. Nobody shows you this stuff. It's sad. But, so you're bending the note up. And like I said, when you get it up there, you will feel that B string fall underneath your finger. Grab it. Hang on to it. And then hit both strings. And then grab that B string by itself. And then your G string by itself. Okay, so backing track again, and then I'm going to keep going. So this is just using what I've just showed you, which is nothing more than what we learned back here, but an octave higher. Okay? And that we know. I'm going up to the higher note. C, release, and now I'm going to that 7th by going to the 18th fret and staying, not bending it. Just holding it there. Then bend it. Make them wait for it. Get your D again. Now bend the hell out of it. Okay, now we're going to go out and bend that B string. Now high E. Now back to the B string. Back up to the high E. Grab it. The B string. Okay, that brings together a very valid point. All 3 bends together. E string. So that's your bend, release it, and bring it back to the 15th fret. Same thing, B string. So that's your 17th, 15th on the G. And then finally, 17th on the D. So, I know that sounds straight to, that's what we were doing before. Back here at the 3rd fret. Again, you're at the 3rd fret. Basically, if you think of that being your nut, the 12th fret, you go back to the 15th, and same thing, cover the B and G string, 15th fret. Another quick one, just for fun. Why? Because that's what blues is, man. It's fun, or it's sad, or it's whatever you make it to be. I find it fun. I have nothing to be sad about. I get to sit here and do requests and play songs for you guys all day long. That, my friends, is a fun way to make a living. Okay, so that, I'm just jumping all over the place. You grab what the heck you want to out of it. That, 15th fret that we've already played. Now your ring finger at the 17th fret, and 18th fret, and 17th fret, and 15th fret. Okay, and always come back to home, 15th fret on your D string. I'm using that right there, the 15th fret, I'm sorry, 17th fret on the D as just ugly as you can be, or you can be yeah, it can work in blues, even slow stuff. And there's no rules at all. Okay, so that is your showboating stuff up there. Okay, well, there be that. I get to change the magic. I'm going to keep on going. Why? Because I'm not yet. Let me blind you. It's your birthday. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back with round 2 in the middle of this thing. We're going to go to the key of A. Now, the backing tracks on here, I just got from somewhere. I don't know who recorded them, and so be it. So if they're kind of weak, hey, not my fault. So what we're going to do in the key of A now is to start doing some unison bends. In that, I mean the same notes. You're going to be doing these. Some of you might be familiar with them, some of you might not. Okay, so you got that? Okay, so these, the way you can utilize these, I'll just give it to you in context with this backing track. See, told you they were kind of funky. And I'll find a place to come in, you watch. Okay, so we're going up to D. Okay, so when it comes back down to the A, now E, D, okay, so you see basically what we're getting at. Okay, all these are, if you don't know these, is, and the way to use them, since we're in the key of A now, I'm going to back off the volume again so we can clean up the tone. Okay, is to go in A up to the A note. So you're using your first finger on your high E string, 5th fret. Then you're going to be using your ring finger on the 8th fret of your B string. Okay, so here's what we got. Now all you got to do, and this hurts if you don't know how to do it, and you got to get used to doing it because this is cool. So what you're doing is playing a root note or an A, and then the 7th, which is a G, and it is on the 8th fret. Ugly. So you actually got to bend your ring finger up, your B string up, so it matches the A note. So So you're hitting them both at the same time with your pick, your E and your B string. And you just bend that B string up till it matches that. Okay, so your both strings will actually be hitting an A. Okay, after you have mastered that, grasshopper, you want to get up to it slow or fast, depending on how fast the song is, or how much tension you want to build up. Tension meaning, everybody's just waiting for that note to finally pull together, so you know their ears don't hurt anymore. But you're creating a feeling, some tension. See, you want it to get there so it quits hurting, but actually it's cool. You're invoking a feeling. You have played the blues. Okay? So now we have to do something with this, now that you know how to do it. All we're going to do is a major scale. We're going to do our A. You could go and do every single note in the scale, which we can go ahead and go through. So A, up to the 7th fret is B. Now we have to actually go up to C sharp, which is your 9th fret. Then 10th fret is D. 12th fret is E. Now as far as, you can go to the 14th. And then I want you to do the 7th, because that's blues, so 15th. And then finally 17th again, or A again, I should say. So those are the notes on 5th fret, 7th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 14, 15, and then 17. And with that, you do the bends with each one. Okay, so you're doing that same bend with all of them. Now you're not going to want to do every one of these. It's cool for like rock tunes, you know. You know, all that, but we're doing the blues, so you want to select the ones. The best ones to do are your root note, and then your 3rd, which is actually going to be skip over the next one up and then go right to the 9th fret. Skip over everything else and go to the 12th fret for your 5th. And since we're in the blues, you can go ahead and do the 7th, which is the one with the 15th fret. And you can hang out there and go nuts and create some more tension. And then finally resolve on the 17th fret back to your A. So you're actually doing, so your 5th fret, I'm just counting where your 1st finger is. 9th fret, 12th, 15th, and then finally 17th. Okay, so those are your notes. Again, in context, I'll use them here. Check this out. Okay, so you see how that all works. So that's just unison bends is what these are called. You've heard them everywhere. That's how they work. Okay? So another thing, that's all I want to cover on that, but those are cool. Work with them, make them your own, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want with them. That's just cool information to have. Okay, the next thing I want to do is we have to have the typical quick run over. I know everybody knows this, but there's one of you out there that bought this just for this lick. Here it is, of course, in the key of A. You got to have these. We'll spend 0 time on this basically. 6th fret on your G string, ring finger, and middle finger, 5th fret on your high E. Okay, so you have this. From there, we're just going to build it up. 7th fret, 1st finger on your G string, and 7th fret, middle finger on your high E string. Okay, so you're skipping your B string altogether for all of this. Move it up 1 fret, everything. And one more time, move it up. So now everything is on the 9th. Okay, so you have, I just went ahead and slid up to that from the 4th fret on the G. Slide up to the 6th, and then hit your 5th fret on your high E. Okay, very typical lick. I'll show it to you again up close. Okay, so that's usable in slow stuff in the key of A, but the money lick that you're looking for, and then we'll move on to some more exciting stuff, but this one is a must on every blues video, period, is backward. You have to have it. So that's what you just learned, but playing it backward. So you're actually going on the G string at the 8th fret, and sliding up to the 9th on your G string, and then hit your high E that is also on the 9th. And then hit your G string again. So now from here on out you're just hitting G string, E string, G string. So down again, and then slide. So this time we're just going to do a slide from the 5th fret on the G to the 6th, and then hit your E string that is on the 5th fret. So you have if you need that, if you need it, here it is. These are 9th chords. Every blues player has to know these. Here it is in D. So you start with the 5th fret, D, on your 1st finger, 5th fret, A string. I guess middle finger, middle finger, 5th fret, A string, 1st finger, 4th fret, D string. Then you actually use your 3rd finger to bar across. Yep, that's right. Your finger will go backwards, bent like that, across the next 3 strings, your G, B, and E string. So you end up with and then move that up chromatically. Remember that, 1 fret at a time, up to the E. So from D, D sharp, up to E. So you have time because of my bad. Okay, so if you're playing an A, so these are your 9th chords. You're sliding back and forth from E to D. Sliding into it, back to your bar chords. E9, down to D9. Now your lick. Okay, so that is that. Okay, we'll get on, because like I said, that's a very common lick. Most of you probably know it. Okay, so our next thing we're going to do is it's your basic rock and roll lick, but everybody has to know this one. This is a very elementary video, but a lot of surprises in here too. So this was actually a rock lick I have taught on, I think, 2 of my videos so far, but they deserve to be on every video. If this is the only one you get, then you haven't seen this one yet. We'll go through it really quickly, because you have to have this. In A, of course, we're going on the bottom string, your low E string. I want you to go, you're going to be using your ring finger and your first finger. Okay, so I want you to play every note for now. So I'm going to name the frets. On your low E string, 5, 3, 5. Then on your D string, your A string, 3, E string, 5. Then 3 on A. So you have. Now here's one of these. You might have to pause and get each one. So then 5, 3, 5 on A. Okay. Now 7, 5, 7 on A. Then 5 on D. 7 on A. Back to 5 on D. And now we're going 7, 5, 7 on D. Okay, so that's half of it. Okay, then it just builds up from there. So then we go 3 on G. I'm sorry, 5 on G. 5 meaning the fret. 5 on G. 7 on D. Back to 5 on G. Then 7, 5, 7 on G. So we have. Then same thing, it just keeps going. 5 on B. 7 on G. 5 on B. So that's. Now here's where it gets fun, and I'm not going to use the high E string. I want you to go 8, 5, 8 on your B. And then, because, like I said, I don't want to use the high E, I want you to slide from 8th fret to your 10th fret on your B string. And that's it. Okay? So, put them all together and we get this together. Once again together. 2, 3, 4. We could even climb up. You know, just keep on going on up if you want to. You can figure that part out. It's easy to figure out. Reason that we use, I show you this. Number one, it sounds cool. If you play it with hammer-ons and pull-offs really quick, it's great for rock. Okay, it's not that I want you to play that, it's I want you to learn your way around the fretboard for the blues stuff. Because I want you to be able to play those notes, that scale. That's just your typical blues major pentatonic scale in the key of A. Okay, like I said, it's not that I want you to play them in that order either. I just want you to know the notes. So, and burn those in your skull, okay? Whatever it takes. Grab your soldering iron, burn it into your brain. I want you to know these notes, and I want you to play them in different orders. Come up with your own thing. I'm going to use just those notes. I'm not going to do any bends right now, but I'm going to show you how to use the bends in this. I'm going to wait until it comes back around to the 1. Okay. Once again, I'm going to use those notes as a demonstration, but I'm going to play them all out of order, but only the notes that were there. So that's why I showed it to you, so you can get your basic lead stuff. It seems like I'm going kind of backwards. I am, but that's okay. So those are your basic notes that you can use within any given progression. So if it's an A, start it there. That's without doing all that. But if you just play the straight notes, that is your scale. If you're in the key of D, start here. It doesn't change. The pattern is the same. You have to learn that in every single key there is. Do it in B flat. It's recognizing the pattern more than anything, that you can play all of those notes within this 12-bar blues progression type thing. Okay, so that is just some information you have to know. Going from that, like I said, as far as the bends go during there, especially when you get here. And we know this already, we've played it, but just to show you how we come to do this. The next note. So we're simply bending up to it. So you're on the 7th fret of the G string, and you're just bending up to what the next note would have been. Then, instead of doing that, okay, and then instead of sliding up, you bend up. Okay, so you take a lot of these and that one there was just on the 5th fret of the A string, starting with it bent. Okay, so you start with it bent down towards the floor a whole step. Down to the 3rd fret, and then 5th fret on your low E. So those are the places where you can actually bend. Okay, so again on the B string, that is all the way up to the 8th fret. Then on your G string, that's the 7th fret, start with a bent. Then start your scale back down. Then A string at the 5th fret. So those are your bends. So that will help you out, especially if you go an octave higher. Okay, so that is basically the theory behind that. Okay? And to use these with the bend, so you can kind of see how that all works in. Again, let me get past this guy's junk in here. And we'll go up an octave higher just for examples. Okay? I'll go ahead and start since we're here in E. So I'm going to use all of those things, but with the bends, with that scale I showed you. Okay. That scale. Okay, what I'm going to show you now, I'm going to get close so you can hear me, is the exact way I showed you how to play it earlier, but an octave higher. Okay, so this is just the scale. Your scale. Once again, I just throw it by, but I'll do it twice as fast. Here we go. Okay. So that's how you utilize that whole scale and all your bends. Now, the next thing we're going to have to work on is something very easy to do, and it is so necessary in all this blues stuff. Okay, so we're going to go to the A on your G string at the 14th fret. Okay, now what we're going to do is basically straddle that. By that I mean you're not going to be playing that 14th fret. That's going to be home. You'll play it eventually, but you have to play on the, not 14th right now, but the 13th and the 15th. Okay, so you're going to have a finger, your first finger, on the 13th fret of your B string, and also on the B string we're going to straddle that 14th, skip over it. That's what I mean by straddle, skip over it, and go up to the 15th fret. So you're going to have two fingers on the same string. So on the 13th and 15th. Okay, I also want your pinky on the 15th fret of your high E string. Okay, so right now I want it to look just like this. I want your ring finger and your pinky both on the 15th fret of your B string and your high E string. I want your first finger waiting in the wings back here on the 13th fret. Right now, nothing makes sense to some of you. What we are going to do is that. Okay? We'll clean it up a little bit by turning down the volume on the guitar. And that's one we have to learn also, is a downward bend for a step and a half. Okay, anyway, back to the 15th and 15th with your B string and high E string, you're only bending your high E string up a whole step. So hit both strings, your E and your B together, and bend only your B string up in the air. Use your first finger that's waiting back there on the 13th fret to help you make the bend. You'll hear a weird note in the background. That is just added bonus. It happens every time. Listen, you'll hear a second note. A note going down. You're not playing anything going down, but you'll hear a bend in the background actually going down. Weird. If you can hear that, it is very strange, but I love it. Okay? Now we're going to be releasing the bend. Pull off on your B string from that 15th fret down to the 13th, where that finger has been waiting. Give it a shake, and then what we've been straddling is that 14th fret on the G string. That's your A note. That is a bend down a step and a half, meaning 2 frets, then 1 more. Okay, so you're actually going up to a C note from A. There's B. Up to C, so that's a long way, so 3 frets. Why? Because it's cool, and because that's what we got to do. So this note right there is what you'll be bending it to. And then hit your G string again when you release that bend. Okay, so hit both strings together. So it's that. We're not necessarily trying to get that lick, but that idea. Okay, I stopped there. Why? Because we can. Okay, this is all heavy stuff that is to be tamed to bring it down and be able to be usable in slow blues. Okay, so I'll show you different things you can do with that. Here you go. One more crazy way to do it. Check this out. Okay, and then we can go right back into our advanced stuff or our crazy stuff we had done earlier, our little showboating. Okay, so that is your new little trick. And when it goes to D, just simply don't bend it. And then back to A. And when it goes to E again, just bend it again. There's your E. And you're back to A again. Okay, so those are your positions for that weird little thing. But this alternating picking back and forth on your high E and your B while you have this bend going on. you get the police siren thing from Britain if you want it. Blah, blah, blah. So all you UK guys ordering this. Okay, that's very cool, huh? Okay, so you get your Brit police siren that way. Is our next one. Okay, this is on the NA, of course. Of course, you can bring this anywhere. I want you to bar at the 5th fret with your first finger, your E and your B string. Just like your Chuck Berry stuff. Okay, but I want that, and all I want is will be our lick. So you're going to have this barred, like I just had you, at the 5th fret. I want hammer on pull off on the B string from the 5th fret to the 8th fret back to the 5th fret. So you only pluck it once or pick it. Same thing on the E string. Then same thing on the B string again. So that's what I want. On the B string, E string, B string, then E string, just the 5th fret. So now one more thing we're going to add is from the 8th fret on your B string, is you're going to slide it up to the 10th fret. So that note you just played on your E string, we're going to play it again, but using a slide up to it, but using our B string. Okay? Yeah, there's that pretty quick speed. And you can always, of course, do this. As much as you need to. Same thing, an octave higher. Or bend it. Okay, of course, in context. Okay, so that's how that comes to be. Okay, then you're back to what we were at the beginning. So that's just a whole bunch of little licks you can toss together. Okay, and that is the big thing, is people want to know how to string these together. Those are all the puzzle pieces. Okay, not all of them, but a whole bunch more than you realize until you get to messing with them. Like I said, take these, make them your own. Mess around with these as much as you possibly can, because there's more here to be found. You have to go find them. Okay, because this is basically as much as I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you have these backing tracks to play along with. Okay. So your next few 10 minutes or so are going to be just some backing tracks for you to play with. Okay? So your actual lessons here are about an hour and a half. Okay, the rest of it is for you to just jam along with. I'll stay here just to look pretty and blind you with the guitar. Okay, and keep control of the computer here. But again, to put them together, we'll go over that for a few minutes. Each one does not have to be completed. You don't have to go. You just use part of it. So you can just start in the middle. When you're done with that, now come back up to here. Now do your... you don't have to put each piece fully in there. Just use pieces of each one. See what you like together and what you don't like together. But then again, the main thing is about feeling this thing. So get all of those licks down and just play what feels best. the best thing to do is close your eyes after you learn these. Shut all the lights off in the room, whatever, and play these backing tracks. And just simply don't look at your guitar if possible, or light it as dimly as you can. Try to create a mood and put just little bits of each of these together, and then you will create your own style. I don't want you to learn my style. You just use bits and pieces of it and piece them together. So again, you might use, and that's all you're going to use from that entire. Okay, so you're not meant to play all of that. Might be all you need from it. It might be all you need from that whole, thing. Just get. So all of a sudden you have. And then you just might want a high note. Okay, so that's all you need. I will piece them all together just one time through. And you'll recognize where they're from after seeing all these. Okay? I gotta get past this part. Okay, so here come all the little pieces just pieced together. Okay? There's your E, down to your D. I'm gonna crank up the volume a little bit. Again, I will play little short pieces. Okay, so those are all of your parts. Well, once again, Scott Grove here, and get all of these little sniglets or bits and pieces, your bits and pieces, from Aussie mates. Hope Keith Urban don't get a hold of this, he'll shoot me. So once again, Scott Grove, those are your pieces. I'm going to let you now have your backing tracks. Okay, we'll go ahead and keep it on the A one that we have right here. I'll let the whole thing play through. Like I said, I'm just going to stand here and hang and try to blind you with this guitar. Okay, so again, have fun. I'll see you at the end of these and say bye to you. Okay, so here comes your A, key of A backing track. Okay, so there's your A backing track, key of A. Once again, I did not put that together. I do not know who did, and thanks for whoever did it. In the key of G that we were working with at the very beginning of this, I'm at you now, so enjoy playing along with this in the key of G. So you got G, C, and D in this particular track. Here we go. You got a drum intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's your backing tracks in the key of G. Okay, of course practice in every single key that there is. And play along with those again. Make every one of these licks your own. Take bits, pieces, put them together. See what works for you, see what doesn't. Okay? Okay, so that's the end of our dang near 2-hour blues guitar excursion. Once again, Scott Grove, thank you guys for requesting videos, and keep requesting them because I enjoy doing anything you guys can throw at me that I can possibly handle. If I can't handle it, I'll let you know. Okay, some things I can't do. Duh. Okay, so once again, thank you very much. Enjoy those. Play with the jam tracks again. And if you ever need anything, give me a shout. I'll be more than happy to help you out. All right? Once again, take care, and bye-bye.